More than 700 Israelis are now feared dead after unprecedented attacks by Hamas militants. It represents the biggest loss of life in a single day in Israeli history. Hamas, which is designated as a terrorist organization by many Western governments, including the United Kingdom, is still holding out in parts of southern Israel where they're coming under attack by Israeli forces. And Israeli warplanes are now bombing the Gaza Strip, where more than 400 Palestinians are said to have been killed and more than 2,000 injured. And worry is also deepening over the shocking hostage-taking of more than 100 Israelis who are now said to have been taken to Gaza. Our first report tonight is from our defense correspondent, Jonathan Beale, who brings us all the latest. And I should warn you that in his report there are images that you may find distressing.
Israeli troops are still hunting down armed Palestinians. More than 30 hours after their biggest and bloodiest breakout from Gaza into Israel itself. One of the world's most advanced militaries, taken by surprise by Hamas, a militant group kept behind barriers that were supposed to stop this happening. Their attack as brutal as it was brazen. Hundreds killed. For Israel, that's included scores of unarmed civilians as well as soldiers. Already the largest loss of life in decades. Here, the bodies of an Israeli family shot dead, waiting to be identified and buried. Hamas has taken dozens of hostages too, like this 85-year-old grandmother, Yafa Adar, whisked away by militants in a golf cart. Families too, among them Yoni's wife and their 5- and 2-year-old daughters. He's left anxiously waiting for news and pleading for their safe return.
I want to ask of Hamas, don't hurt them. Don't hurt little children, don't hurt women. If you want me instead, I'm willing to come.
Israel's Prime Minister, meeting security chiefs this morning, has warned his nation of a long and difficult war ahead. Both sides have already suffered significant losses.
Hamas murdered hundreds of Israelis, men, women and children, and took dozens hostage into Gaza. This horrific terror act demands a forceful, determined and sustained response.
Israel's response has been swift and harsh, despite the massive intelligence failure. Its missiles filmed by our BBC team in Gaza. Jets have been hitting what they say are Hamas positions, but many civilians have also been killed in this densely populated Palestinian enclave, blockaded and nowhere else to flee.
Tonight, this is as close as we can get to Gaza itself, about 5 kilometers in that direction. There is a lot of military activity, jets overhead. Israel has told its citizens living nearby to leave. It's not clear whether that could signal a land incursion by Israel into Gaza itself. But inevitably, this will end up being more bloody still.
There's also the risk of escalation. Hezbollah has been firing rockets into Israel from neighboring Lebanon. They say a show of solidarity with Palestinians. This region has long been a tinderbox. And once again, the flames are being fanned. Jonathan Beale, BBC News, Southern Israel.
And tonight, Israel's Search and Rescue Committee has confirmed that more than 250 bodies have been recovered from the site of a music festival, which had been taking place close to the border of the Gaza Strip on Saturday. These images on social media show people fleeing from the Nova Festival. It was held near the small settlement of Raim. It's a kibbutz near the border with Gaza. Caroline Hawley reports.
Moments before, at a festival that brought together young people from across Israel, a carefree crowd. They have no idea of the horror about to erupt. Images posted on social media show people running for their lives. Witnesses say that after rockets were fired, Palestinian gunmen began attacking from several directions. Don't kill me, she pleads, as Noah Agamani and her boyfriend Avi Natan are both taken captive. Both are still missing, thought to have been taken into Gaza. Today, Noah's father spoke through his anguish to Israeli media.
I asked to see the video, and then I saw that it was definitely her. She was so scared, so frightened. I always protected her, and at this very moment, I couldn't.
Noah is 25, with a passion for travel. She'd been messaging a friend just before she was kidnapped, and then the live location ended.
It's just us waiting and hoping, really hoping and praying that everything is good, that she will come back home safely, her and her boyfriend and everyone that is in captivity now.
Also taken from the festival, Shani Luke, a tattoo artist from Germany, pictured here on holiday in Mexico. Her family recognised her in video of Palestinian gunmen celebrating her capture on a pickup truck. The images of Shani herself are too upsetting to show.
We were sent a video in which I could clearly see our daughter unconscious with the Palestinians and them driving around the Gaza Strip. I ask you to send us any help or news.
Jake Marlowe's family and friends are also desperate for news. He's a 26-year-old British man who was working at the festival. He's reported to have told his mother he loved her and promised to keep her updated before his phone began ringing out. On the road next to where the festival was taking place, the aftermath. We don't yet know what's happened to all those who came in these cars to party, to celebrate. Shell-shocked reunions with those who survived. But the brutality of the attack, the terror of it, will now be seared into the psyche of a nation. Caroline Hawley, BBC News.